Sir, keep your hands out of your pockets. Put the
Relax.
phone
I
down.
haven't done a crime. Don't talk to me like that.
Listen to me. I don't know you.
Listen,
you can put
I
that
don't
down.
know you. You're the one with the gun. Why
Get down on the ground now. Get down on the ground.
this?
Get down on the ground.
What the f?
I told you not
That's
to reach for anything.
I haven't committed a crime. You don't have any.
Hands out to your
I
side
haven't
now.
committed a crime.
Now you put your hands behind your back.
You can't detain me for what?
Yes, I can.
For what?
I don't know you.
I don't know you. You're the ones with guns. Yeah, you're arresting me for nothing.
I'm detaining you right
That's
now.
fine. You're detaining me for what crime?
Because you don't want to listen.
That's not a crime. Are your body cams on?
Yes, they sure
Good.
are.
Good. I called you guys for help because this guy's brandishing a gun at me.
In the realm of law enforcement, every action carries weight. But what happens when those actions lead to the abrupt end of a promising career? In a recent incident that has stirred heated debates and raised critical questions about policing standards, a female officer found herself at the center of controversy. A routine traffic stop, a seemingly mundane event that quickly escalates into a situation with far-reaching ramifications. What could have possibly transpired during this encounter to result in the abrupt termination of a seasoned officer's career? Was it a matter of excessive force? Did the officer make a critical error in judgment? Or perhaps underlying issues of bias and prejudice came to light, exposing a deeper systemic problem within the department? And most importantly, was her dismissal a justified response to her actions, or does it reflect deeper issues within the system? Well, join us as we uncover the details behind this compelling story and explore the broader implications it holds for our society. Let's begin. On May 9th, 2023, in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, Ryan Gold was swimming in his apartment complex's pool. Anna Ivanova, another resident, asked him to swim in a different direction, but Gold declined. They collided in the pool, leading to an argument. Ivanova called her husband, Benedetto Salvia, who joined them at the pool. The argument continued, and Salvia revealed he had a firearm tucked into his pants. Feeling threatened, Gold called 911 for help and waited in the parking lot for the police to arrive. Officer Bethany Guerriero from the Palm Beach Gardens Police Department responded, accompanied by another officer. Upon arriving at the scene, Officer Guerriero approached Gold in the parking lot. The situation was tense, and Gold likely felt anxious about the firearm's presence. Officer Guerriero would have had to assess the situation quickly, considering the safety of everyone involved. Let's take a look at the scene first.
Come in, how you doing? Keep hands out your pockets for me.
I'm not the one with the gun.
Sir, keep your hands out of your pockets. Put the
Relax.
phone
I
down.
haven't done a crime. Don't talk to me like
Listen
that.
to me. I don't know you.
Listen,
you can put
I
that
don't
down.
know you. You're the one with the gun. Why
Get down on the ground now. Get down on the
What
ground.
is this?
Get down on the ground.
What the f?
I told you not
That's
to reach for anything.
I haven't committed a crime. You don't have any.
Hands out to your
I
side
haven't
now.
committed a crime.
Now you put your hands behind your back.
You can't detain me for what?
Yes, I can.
For what?
I don't know you.
I don't know you. You're the ones with guns. Yeah, you're arresting me for nothing.
I'm detaining you right
That's
now.
fine. You're detaining me for what crime?
Because you don't want to listen.
That's not a crime. Are your body cams on?
Yes, they sure
Good.
are.
Good. I called you guys for help because this guy's brandishing a gun at me.
Imagine a tense confrontation that ends with a police officer pointing a firearm at an unarmed individual. This is exactly what happened when Officer Guerriero approached Mr. Gold, instructing him to keep his hands out of his pockets. Mr. Gold, trying to clarify that he wasn't armed, reached into his pocket to retrieve his cell phone. Officer Guerriero then ordered him again to keep his hands out of his pockets. Mr. Gold verbally protested, but Officer Guerriero pointed her firearm at him, ordered him to the ground, and as you just saw, even handcuffed him. Despite Mr. Gold's compliance and the surveillance footage showing him backing away with his hands at his sides, Officer Guerriero escalated the situation. Now, the encounter between Officer Guerriero and Mr. Gold should have been consensual, as Mr. Gold had called the police for help and hadn't committed any crime. However, Officer Guerriero might argue she had a reasonable suspicion due to a mistaken belief that Mr. Gold was armed. The encounter raises questions about the legality and appropriateness of Officer Guerriero's actions. Now let's break down what happened and what the law says about such encounters. According to legal standards, there are different levels of interactions between police and citizens. Consensual encounters, temporary investigative detentions known as Terry stops, and formal arrests. In a consensual encounter, officers can question anyone without suspicion. A Terry stop is allowed if there's reasonable suspicion that a crime has been, is being, or is about to be committed. An arrest requires probable cause to believe a crime has occurred. In this case, Mr. Gold called the police for help, indicating a consensual encounter. However, Officer Guerriero seemed to believe Mr. Gold was the suspect with a gun, justifying a Terry stop based on a mistake of fact. While it's debatable whether her mistake was reasonable, officers don't have to believe everything citizens say. But even if the stop was justified, her actions might have exceeded its scope, potentially making it an unconstitutional de facto arrest. Courts allow officers to take reasonable steps for safety during stops, but these shouldn't escalate into arrests without probable cause. Despite this, Officer Guerriero pointed her gun at Mr. Gold, which he could argue was unnecessary since he wasn't being aggressive or reaching into his pockets. This could be seen as an unconstitutional arrest without probable cause. Such actions violate the Fourth Amendment, which protects against unreasonable seizures. This incident raises crucial questions about police conduct, accountability, and citizen rights. Should officers be held accountable when their actions exceed what's reasonable or constitutional? How can law enforcement agencies ensure that officers are adequately trained to handle such situations without resorting to excessive force? In essence, Officer Guerriero's actions raise questions about the balance between police authority and citizen rights. While officers must ensure their safety, they can't overstep constitutional boundaries without probable cause. Mr. Gold's case highlights the importance of accountability and proper training within law enforcement to prevent such incidents.
Sit down! I didn't say get up! I said sit down!
Who the f*** is this? Where's your supervisor?
I'm getting
Do you
one!
see how she's talking to me? I haven't done anything.
You don't
Why am
wanna
I in
listen.
handcuffs? I don't care. You're not my
being
mom.
silly Because I'm
You're not my
coming here
dad.
for a gun!
That's fine. I don't have a gun. I haven't committed a crime.
And when I told you to keep your hands out of your pockets,
You're not
you did
my.
it!
I didn't commit a crime. You don't get to tell me what to do.
Yes, I do!
No, you don't. Why are you yelling at me?
Because I have every
Who
right to
are
right
you?
now.
What's your badge number?
321 Guerrero, Guerrero. Make sure you spell it right.
If you're this scared of a guy in a
Scared, I've been here
swimsuit,
for 20 years.
you're terrified of a guy in a swimsuit. I didn't do anything.
You can shut your mouth now.
They just detained me. I explained. There's no gun. That guy
I don't
has a gun.
detain anybody for no reason.
Then what reason?
Because I
What
told
crime
you
did I commit for
Can
you
you
to detain
shut
me?
your mouth so I can explain it to
Are you in charge of this lady? Why am I in handcuffs on the ground? Are you a supervisor?
No, he's not.
Can someone explain why I'm handcuffed on
Can you
that?
shut your mouth
No.
so I can talk to you?
Look at you. You're furious. What did I do?
You did not listen.
You're not my boss.
Listen to
I
me.
don't need to listen to you.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. She doesn't get to detain me.
Yes,
pull
I
her
do.
Gun, pull her gun on me.
Because when
Put
you
me
put
on the
your
ground.
hands in your pocket and
I
I'm
didn't
getting
commit a
phone call
crime.
of a
I don't
gun,
care.
you
You're
don't
that
wanna
terrified?
listen.
You shouldn't be a cop if you're that terrified.
I've been here for 20 years, punk.
Yeah. Here. Go somewhere real. You're terrified. Palm Beach
know what?
Garden.
Do
Are
me
you
a
a
favor.
supervisor? Can you ask this lady why I'm in handcuffs? Tell her what crime
I keep
I've
trying
committed.
to tell you.
Go
and
ahead.
you wanna
What
keep
crime?
talking over me.
What crime?
I get called here because
Crime.
someone is.
What suspicion?
You don't need to be in crime.
Yes, I do. To detain me, you need suspicion of a crime.
No, you do
She
not.
Yes, you do. You don't know the law? Please explain it to him. You cannot just go around detaining random people.
Can you calm down for a second?
I'm in
Can you
handcuffs
calm
for
down?
random.
Obviously, we're not
Can I
getting
stand
anywhere.
up? I'll calm down if I can stand up. What did
I'm
I
in
do?
charge, not you.
No, you're not.
And you blue nail polish, cute.
Okay.
No,
I'm not gonna do it. What did I
Stay the
do?
down, all right?
What?
Right now, all I need you for to do is keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not gonna do it. Arrest me.
You are under
Yeah,
arrest.
I want to. Okay, arrest me.
You're
Go ahead,
under
take me to
arrest for
jail.
resisting. I am
Go
gonna
ahead,
take you
take
to
me to
jail.
jail. Take me to jail right now. Take me to jail.
Oh, I will.
Do it. I'm ready.
going to.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
What's your name, dude?
Excuse me.
What's your name? What's your
Allow
name?
me to stand up
What's
and
your name?
No.
No.
Negative. Doesn't work that way.
Okay. Tell me what crime I'm here for.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
You
You're under arrest.
For what crime?
You have to give your name. You're already on arrest.
That's fine. What crime
Don't
though?
worry. She already told you.
She's already got
Resisting arrest is a secondary charge. That's a secondary charge.
It's not a secondary.
Then take me to jail. I'm not
You are going to jail. Don't
Okay,
worry
let's
about
go.
it. I got
Now,
you.
the situation unfolds as Mr. Gold finds himself facing the possibility of arrest after an encounter with officers. They inform him that he could be arrested for resisting. But what exactly does that mean? To understand this, it's important to understand that laws about resisting arrest can vary depending on the state you're in. For example, in some states, the law only forbids resisting the specific act of arrest itself. This means that resisting arrest would be considered a secondary charge to whatever offense led to the arrest in the first place. However, in other states like Florida, under Section 843.02 of the Florida statutes, resisting arrest can be its own separate charge. In Florida, the law says that if you resist, obstruct, or oppose an officer in the lawful execution of their duties, you could be guilty of a misdemeanor. Now, here's where things get a bit tricky. When we talk about resisting arrest, it's not just about physically fighting against the police. It can also include things like refusing to obey a police officer's lawful command. This means that if an officer tells you to do something and you don't comply, you could potentially be charged with resisting arrest. For instance, in a case from 2022 called Senko versus Jackson, a court said that you could be arrested for knowingly obstructing an officer even if you just refuse to follow their orders. However, in another case from 2010 called Stamos versus Brown, a court decided that an officer didn't have enough reason to arrest someone who didn't immediately follow orders, but eventually complied after further instructions. So, let's break down a specific scenario. Imagine Mr. Gold, who's being questioned by Officer Guerriero. When Officer Guerriero tells Mr. Gold to keep his hands out of his pockets, Mr. Gold initially doesn't comply. But when he reaches into his pocket to get his phone and explains that he's not the one with the gun, he thinks he's addressed Officer Guerriero's concerns. However, Officer Guerriero still insists that he keep his hands out of his pockets. Mr. Gold then follows this order. Now, in this situation, it's unlikely that a court would consider Mr. Gold's actions as knowingly resisting arrest. He wasn't trying to obstruct Officer Guerriero's duties, he was just trying to get his phone. So, even though he didn't immediately follow Officer Guerriero's first order, he did comply eventually. Therefore, his actions wouldn't likely be seen as resisting arrest under the law, as he was just trying to follow the officer's instructions after a misunderstanding. In essence, the charge of resisting arrest isn't always straightforward. It hinges on various factors, including the specific laws in each state and the interpretation of those laws by the courts. In Mr. Gold's case, while his actions may have initially seemed non-compliant, they ultimately didn't meet the criteria for resisting arrest as defined by Florida law. This highlights the importance of understanding legal principles and knowing your rights when dealing with law enforcement. It's crucial to stay calm, follow instructions, and, if necessary, seek legal counsel to ensure your rights are protected in such situations.
That's fine. I'm ready to go to jail. Take me.
You're gonna go, trust me.
Is your body camera on, sir?
All our body cameras are on.
Perfect.
He came out here. Me and Strzelecki rolled up. He's got his hands in his pocket, and I go, bro, take your hands out of your pocket, right? And then when he goes and pulls the phone out, and he goes to put it back. I said, keep your hands out of your pocket. And I drew down on him.
Okay.
That guy.
Has anybody talked to...
Not yet, because Mike came running out. Joe went running out. I'm over here literally by myself with this guy.
All right. Are you okay to go talk to her?
Yes.
Insulting me, threatening me. So, I had to call my husband.
Do you wish to tell me what happened here today so I can have a better understanding?
Yeah, I mean, my wife called me. She called me and said that there was a guy harassing her at the pool.
Okay. Was it that guy over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I just ran over here. He's obviously a lot bigger than me. I didn't, want to get involved. I was trying to pull my wife away, and she just got closer.
At what point did the gun become involved? Well, how did he know that you were armed?
I'm not sure.
You told that other officer that you put your hands up like this so that
My wife
the
said
gun
that.
is displayed.
I know it didn't come out of the holster or anything like that.
No, I didn't say it came out, but how was he able to know that you were armed? Because he called us and said that you were armed.
I mean, if I lift my shirt up, you could see it.
Okay.
But,
so did you want him to see that you were armed?
In contrast to Mr. Salvia's conflicting stories told to the officers, surveillance footage from the pool shows a clear sequence of events. He approached Mr. Gold, stood directly in front of him, and lifted his shirt to reveal a firearm concealed in his pants.
This action could be seen as a violation of Florida law, which prohibits the improper exhibition of dangerous weapons or firearms. According to Section 790.10 of the Florida statute, if someone displays a weapon in a rude, careless, angry, or threatening manner in front of others, they could be guilty of a first-degree misdemeanor. While it seems evident from the security footage that Mr. Salvia displayed his firearm in such a manner, he might argue it was in self-defense.
However, Under Section 776.012 of the Florida statutes, using force is only justified when someone reasonably believes it's necessary to defend themselves or others against imminent unlawful force. Despite the heated argument between Mr. Salvia, Ms. Ivanova, and Mr. Gold captured in the footage, Mr. Gold didn't physically threaten them and remained at a safe distance. It was Mr. Salvia who approached him and displayed the firearm. Therefore, a court would likely conclude that Mr. Salvia wasn't acting in self-defense and would likely face legal consequences for his actions. This situation highlights the importance of understanding self-defense laws and the proper use of force. It also raises questions about how conflicts should be resolved without resorting to violence and the responsibility of gun owners to de-escalate situations. Ultimately, it serves as a reminder of the legal consequences of displaying weapons in confrontational situations.
We spoke with that gentleman. Okay, I spoke to him. I'm trying to understand exactly what happened again. Can you explain to me from your perspective what happened?
He started screaming, he started getting closer, he started balling up his fists.
So he's walking towards you?
Yes.
Okay.
My wife got closer to him, and I tried to insert myself in between them.
Okay.
So at that point, we were maybe like 4 or 5 feet apart.
Okay. At what point in time did you pull up your shirt?
Somewhere in there. I really am not comfortable saying anymore. I'm so hazy in my memory that I don't want to say the wrong thing. Can I wait till I have a lawyer?
Sure, absolutely.
We just wanted to give you the opportunity because we're going to look at those cameras and we just want to make sure that what we're going to watch matches what you're saying.
Well, I mean, I'm telling you, I lifted my shirt up.
At any point during your encounter with him, did you inform him that you were armed?
I mean, I think that was informing him that I was armed.
By lifting up your shirt?
Yes.
Okay, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. You already asked for a lawyer. We'll leave it there.
Yeah, I was going to say either you hold him or you file, but we have a weapon and it was used in a crime.
Well, we'll take the weapon.
What are you going to take the weapon for?
Right now, pending the outcome of this investigation.
So then I would go with that then. Take him for the resisted out.
Yeah. What do you think, Bev?
And then you can let him know, hey, we're taking your firearm pending the outcome of this investigation, but
I feel like at this point they both deserve to go, and I'll tell you why.
Now, Officer Guerriero then turned off her body camera during an encounter, leading to her being taken to the hospital due to chest pains. Mr. Gold was initially taken to jail, but was released later without charges after surveillance footage was reviewed. The officers seized Mr. Salvia's firearm and other items for investigation, but later released him. Mr. Salvia was eventually charged, but completed a diversion program, leading to the dismissal of the charges. Following complaints from Mr. Gold, an internal investigation led to Officer Guerriero's termination for violating department policies. Despite her long tenure and high salary, she acknowledged her mistake, but planned to appeal her termination. This incident led Mr. Gold to move away, expressing his reluctance to return to Palm Beach Gardens and hinted at a potential lawsuit. Although limited in details, there were indications of further developments in his case. This incident highlights the importance of accountability in law enforcement and the impact of officers' actions on individuals' lives. It prompts reflection on the need for improved training and oversight to prevent similar occurrences in the future. Now, Officer Guerrero's actions in a recent incident have raised serious concerns about her suitability for law enforcement. By pointing her firearm at an unarmed individual who posed no threat and then arresting him without probable cause, she demonstrated a lack of judgment and an inability to control her fear and anger. While it's understandable to feel afraid in situations involving firearms, officers must respond proportionately and constitutionally, which Guerrero failed to do. Although the Palm Beach Gardens PD rightfully terminated Guerrero, it's also puzzling why other officers present didn't intervene or face consequences for their roles in the arrest. Mr. Gold, however, deserves commendation for challenging Guerrero's actions and speaking out against misconduct. Despite initially not complying with Guerrero's order, his subsequent efforts to oppose her unlawful conduct and advocate for reform demonstrate his commitment to justice. Moving forward, it's essential for authorities to hold all officers accountable for their actions and ensure they uphold constitutional rights. Mr. Gold's courage in standing up for his rights and seeking reform should be acknowledged and supported. He should consider pursuing legal action to seek justice for the unjust treatment he faced. Overall, this incident highlights the importance of accountability and the need for continued efforts to improve policing practices.